If and ever you needed proof that Robinhood's a fraudulent fucking company in Citadel's pocket, go watch my last video. Fingers crossed that fucking we get some nice after hours. I just jumped on fucking my Fidelity account and bought 10 more shares in the after hours because Robinhood would not let me sell my positions for the duration of the day. I was not able to, even at a loss. Even now that they're in the red, not by much. I was up $30, now I'm down $30. It was all just, testing some shit out. And I did like using Robinhood to make day trades like this because it's an account I don't really give a fuck about, and I have a debit card attached to it, so basically it's a bank account. Yeah, those fuckers would not let me sell my positions. And I figured it was just because it was in the green. Even when I was in the red, I couldn't get rid of the position. Meaning they're like holding it and trying to fucking drain options now on Robin completely. And I fully anticipated possibly seeing their move in the after hours and the pre-market, pushing it under 40 for the first time. And then maybe we would see that between 35, 45-ish I was talking about. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if they're going to do that. I guess we'll have to see. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping it, like I said, just from watching it today, it kind of looks like they're trying to keep it between 40 and 45. And what the fuck just happened in the IWM? What the fuck was that? All this is some crazy shit, and it only happens in shit that has AMC and GME. All these crazy, and that's a glitch. It's a glitch. It's just a glitch. Well, that glitch only fucking happens in these heavily shorted stocks. That's it. Or ETFs that house them, apparently. That's fucking it. And you don't see it like anywhere else, really, other than Webull. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. But either way, if Robinhood is your main brokerage, get the fuck out of there immediately. If you're anticipating being able to make money when this bad boy does finally squeeze, or if they do it in fucking spurts like they're milking a cow, a little here and there. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that right there, that's last straw for me. Fuck that. Like, I'll still use Robinhood to day trade other shit, but I am not day trading or doing options plays with AMC or GME or anything on Robinhood because that was wild. It had nothing to do with my internet. Obviously, I was able to upload a video and everything. Internet completely fine. That was them. And it was right at that breakout point, right when I saw this, right when I was talking about it, possibly retesting back up. They'll push it up to 42, get some people to buy some options, hopefully up here, and then kill it. Fortunate for me, I bought mine down here, and I was trying to sell when it got up here because I had a feeling somewhere close, like I was trying to sell at 41.50, just to test my theory, and make a couple dollars on the way, and then do some more math to figure out how I could maximize my day trade investing returns based on a couple of these little trades here. And yeah, they fucked that all up. That was wild. Literally, just everything disappeared. The market value disappeared. The video's up. They would not let me do shit. I put the number in I wanted to sell. Nothing came up for me to sell. I even input my order manually for my limit order. It wouldn't. The sell button wasn't fucking working. And that was for the rest of the day up until close. I couldn't get rid of it. So I'm stuck with the contracts at least until tomorrow. And those were not contracts I wanted to keep. Well, not all of them. I mean, it wasn't like it was that pricey. It was a couple $100 though for $6 $80 contracts. For at least I got over a week for expiration. So Theta's not like gonna kill me if I got it for this Friday. But still, I'm not trying to fucking lose a bunch of money. I was up, God damn it. I wanted to take some of my profits and I wanted to leave half of it in there overnight and see if there's going to be a possibility. It's a gamble. I mean, it's been paying off so far, having some options at the end of the day, making sure it's down towards the low, the bottom part of where the price has been all day, and then get me some, and in the after hours, pre-market, and then opening bell, make me a couple $100, and I'm not mad at that. I had a lot of catching up to do with how much I fucking lost from watching those goddamn fuckers live all day. Fucking me up. This is why I'm taking everything into my own hands completely. See, my background in the market is 2 years of personal education, just about. Studying this, checking out, like before GameStop even squozed it did, and it was even a big thing. That was right around the time I initially started educating myself. I'm a gamer. I've been a gamer my whole life. GameStop's been a huge part of that, of my life. And when I saw that shit, like I remember reading an article, GameStop going bankrupt, blah, blah, blah. Shit was like $2. And I was reading about it and everything. And I jumped on every social media account I had. And I was like, any of you guys that are out there that are traders, buy this. I mean, buy it and buy a lot of it. I was like, GameStop is not going to go bankrupt. It's a worst case scenario. Someone is going to step in, buy that name, because that name is huge. That name basically took over every gaming, standalone brick and mortar gaming institution that there was. Babbage's was gone. They used to be EB Games too. That just became GameStop. And I was like, someone's definitely going to, just from a business standpoint, like someone's going to buy this. They're going to buy the name, and they'll probably rebrand it, and they'll change the dynamic of the company, because this is a 90s style brick and mortar, old guys that don't know shit about technology or video games. Someone will buy it. They'll get it cheap as shit, obviously, because of how cheap it was, and they'll turn it into a modernized gaming company. Video game industry is $1 billion industry now. And GameStop, huge. There's not a person on this planet that doesn't know what GameStop is. Not a person on this planet. And I had no idea, and I hadn't even read about short squeeze or anything yet at that point in my educational proceedings. And I'm so, like, that's the only thing that bugs me so much. I was not trading at the time. I made a commitment to myself to spend at least a year and a half reading, studying, learning as much as I can, and then opening brokerage accounts and using paper trading for 6 months, practicing with fake money for a while to see how well I do. And I literally had just missed the boat on GameStop. I'm talking like a month is when I started putting real money into my brokerage account and trading with it. And the only reason I even realized there was some sort of squeeze with AMC and shit going on was because I started venturing into options and teaching myself about options. And I bought a few contracts back in March, in the beginning of March, in AMC. I was already invested in AMC. I was already invested in GME and AMC as soon as I opened up my brokerage account. And I had no idea AMC was even part of the squeeze thing. I had heard about the GameStop thing and just assumed it was over. But I still wanted to be a part of it because they were changing the direction of the company, and I knew that there was value in it. And AMC, I woke up one morning and I spent a couple $100, like maybe $200 on some options contracts, just learning about it. And I woke up one morning and it was like over $1,000 in profits, and I was like, "What the fuck did I do?" Like, I had no idea what I did. I was like, I don't know how this happened. I don't know what the fuck. And that's when I found out about what was going on. That was when I found out about Trey, and started watching him, and then reading into short squeezes and how they work and blah 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 and all that shit. And then that was when I became heavily vested in this movement, for one. And I mean, it's personal to me too, because this market is so rigged and has been for years that as a gigantic conglomerate of individual retail investors now, we have the power, we have a voice, and we have the money to make these changes. And we need to, bottom line. What Robinhood just did to me right now is ridiculous. I mean, hopefully it pays off. Hopefully the the full 6 I kept, I hope I wake up and fucking, they let this thing shoot back up towards 45. I can get rid of them, make a couple $100. That'd be cool. Be fine with that. But still, I know what they're capable of. I still believe there's a good chance they try to shove this down under 40, between 35, 45, but realistically it would probably be like that 37.50 mark that's so important to this computer. It'll probably bounce between there and $43, most likely, but just on the safe side, err on the side of caution. I say like 35, 40. But could be completely wrong. It's looked like they do not want it to go under 40. The computer likes 40. They want to keep it as close to 40 as possible and not let it go over 42 as of now. That's what they did today. But I easily see that $2 price movement shifting one way or the other, whether it be down and be between 38 and 40 or 37.50, 40, or whether it be up and be between 42, 44, or really realistically like 42 and 45. Yet to be seen. And this does look kind of promising. Moving upward, not a straight slam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, into the ground. So who knows? Maybe Robinhood's going to make me a little bit of money. But I know that was not their fucking intention. That was not their intention. This whole thing, if you are day trading options, you have got to literally come up with your own strategy to time this shit. And it is very, very hard. And you have to make sure you're doing it with money you don't mind losing. Like if you can handle losing $250, then cool, do this, but you need to be realistic in your gains with what you've seen them do to options. If you get up to have a target price in your head, and that's how you play options, which is one of the reasons why when I had my issue with Trey and him showing that shit on the third, and someone's like, how do you know he didn't do it with options? First off, when your options are that deep in the money, you make more money exercising them. That's one of the very rare times, very, very rare times where an options contract makes more sense to exercise it because you'll actually make more money when it goes that deep in the money. So you would have just had to exercise those contracts and get those shares then. But even then, there's a reason options have stop losses. There's a reason for it. It's because you don't sell your option really ever on the way up. Most people don't. I've changed my strategy in this environment to do that now after watching what's happened now in this environment. When it's going up, I'm like, cool, I'm good with that. And that's profit. If it goes up a little more, whatever, not a huge deal, I'm fine. I missed a couple bucks. But odds are very good that it's going to be coming slam down and then barcoding, and then it's going to kill it immediately anyway. So take what you can get and get out. But options have stop losses for reasons, because they're so lucrative. They are way more lucrative than actual stock in most scenarios. Now, in the potential play that everyone's hoping for with the squeeze, because of how many synthetics and shit there are, all these motherfuckers that shorted are going to have to get real stock from investors any way that they can. And if there's none left, then people will be able to put limit orders in on their shares, and it will literally be whatever you sell it for. Whatever the retail community decides their shares are worth is what they'll be able to get for, and that's where you get this 100,000 price target, 500,000 price target. It's not saying that this thing is going to blow up steady from where it's at and climb all the way up there. It's going to hit a point to where it stops. There's no more shares left to buy. And then when that happens, these limit prices will be set among those still holding. And that's the theory, that the hedge funds will have to pay whatever fucking limit price is there. And that's that. So that's where that shit's coming from for the people that don't understand. But typically, generally, options in a regular scenario are more lucrative than just holding stock, because you can make a lot more money on quick movements upward than with just holding stock. Stocks are usually for long term, unless you're in a situation like this where there is just the potential to fucking make a killing. And even then, if you're just buying a bunch of stock, if you have a lot of stock, again, if you're just steadily building on that position, when this thing does squeeze, you're going to make a lot of money. And it's safer. It's much safer to hold stock. And stock is actually what drives the price up. Actually buying the stock is what moves the price, not buying options. Options do not do that ever, not at all. They can contribute to a gamma squeeze, but this community has already proved they are not intelligent enough to ladder a gamma squeeze. They don't know how to do it. I don't even want to talk about a gamma squeeze because the community has literally already proved to me they don't even know what it is. They don't know how it works, and these other fucking idiots on here have not taught you all how that works. So whatever, gamma, yo grandma, because whatever, just leave that alone. So anyway, like I was saying, stop losses. You basically, typically, you do not sell on an option until it's on its way down. You want to let it do its thing. You want maximum value for your option because they're very lucrative when they go up. You don't sell at the first sign of a dip, typically. You know that's going to come, which is why you set a stop loss. And stop losses automatically sell it on the way down at some point. But I'm telling you right now, I had quite a bit of options. Not quite a bit, but I had enough to where I saw the chunk of change that I was making with the amount that I had initially invested. And even myself was like, wow, I can't believe this is up that high based off this price movement. And everyone really thought that it was going to continue and go up again even higher, soon. Definitely not the next day. I didn't sell any of my options that day, the day it ran up. I was 100% anticipating another sharp, violent move upward, and then what I had doubling, something like that. So that's my argument against that shit. But anyway, again, fingers crossed. Let's see what the fuck happens tomorrow. But get out of Robinhood if you're in Robinhood. Unless you want to day trade some other shit or whatever, cool. By all means, do that. If you have a debit card linked to it, using it like a bank account, whatever, that's cool too. They do pay you interest or whatever monthly, I think it is. So that side, that shit, no problem. But Robinhood as a whole, if you're investing in AMC and GME, or any other short squeezes, anything like that, anything at all, really, that's putting money into Citadel's pocket, which is pretty much any order that you place because Citadel owns their payment for order flow. I'd get the fuck out of there ASAP, especially after what they just did. So get out of there. Don't play nice with them. Go somewhere else. Fidelity is great, really, really great. All right. Keep fingers crossed for me that we get some nice movement. At least in the opening bell tomorrow, because Robbin just fucked me. But I only put in enough that I was willing to lose. So if it does happen, I can laugh at it and be like, oh, these motherfuckers, not a big deal. That is how you need to invest.